Well, that's the New York Roadrunners Ted Corbitt 15k just finished. Again, not in New York. So it started off winter when I set out this morning, and now it's really hot, so I'm all tugged up for the cold weather. But that kind of is in line with today's post-run risk tips, and that is just thinking about the risk register and just the whole kind of methodology and life cycle around risk management in particular. And when you think about it, even if you've already got a sophisticated risk register where it's more than just a list of issues, perhaps you've done the risk scenarios and some degree of quantification and even the interconnectivity of risk. When we think about risk management, one of the facts that is true is that the minute we complete a risk assessment, for the most part that assessment is already out of date. I mean, there are things that change in the environment, things that change. For example, it could be a geopolitical change, it could be a shift in the threat landscape. And so as those changes happen, if we're not tracking those in near real time and assessing the impact on the risks that we've already got in the register, then essentially that could render some of the treatment decisions that we've made ineffective. Kind of like when there was a time when I was driving from New Jersey to Texas, and it was right as the pandemic was starting to rapidly emerge. So obviously I did a risk assessment on my journey as a prepared and made sure the safety of the vehicle was fine and so on, and planned my route. And literally within days, or literally every day rather, I was having to make different decisions as the pandemic just rapidly got worse, to the point that when I arrived in Texas, I ended up also therefore making the decision to self-isolate. So all those changes happened, but the scenario, if you like, my purpose was still the same, and that was my journey from New Jersey to Texas. And so the same with any of our risks. Once we've done the assessment, we have them on our register. We need to make sure that we have effective methods in place to monitor changes in the environment that would render perhaps a different decision on the risk treatment plan. So again, perhaps for many of you that's an obvious perspective. For others it might be kind of a little bit overwhelming when you think about how we could do such a thing at scale. So maybe in a future session we can just talk about some ideas of how to effectively do that in a semi-automated fashion and at scale. So in the meantime, stay safe, stay unbreakable, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next time.